Kons podcast.
You hate me, don't you?
Hit that like button, subscribe and share.
You hate me, don't you?
Under fire lately for, I guess, see, the same shit that Diddy is under fire. Sean Kingston. So Sean Kingston and his mama have recently been wrapped up, you know what I mean? It was Young Scooter. So I was unfamiliar with this rapper, you know what I'm saying? Young Scooter. I guess it was Ice Cube. Ice Cube. So we all seen, I covered it before when he had performed at the Dodgers. Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? What is happening? What's happening? It is a Monday. What's happening? It's Monday, March 31st, 12:28 in the afternoon. What's going on with y'all? You know what I'm saying? We back on a Monday. You know what I mean? Back on this good Monday. It's nice and shiny, still wind blowing and shit though, still cold outside, you know what I mean? But the sun is shining today. So I guess that's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, how y'all doing? It's a Monday, you know what I'm saying? Proud to see y'all back. Happy to see y'all back after the weekend, you know what I mean? Hope y'all had a good weekend, you know what I'm saying? Hope y'all enjoyed the little Friday's episode, watching the TikToks, you know what I'm saying? The conspiracy theories and all that, you know what I mean? Different little conspiracies and theories and all that shit and whatnot. Hope y'all enjoyed that, you know what I'm saying? Conspiracy TikToks that shocked the world, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm glad to see y'all ended y'all week with Kons podcast, and I'm glad to see y'all back starting off your week with Kons podcast. You know what I'm saying? This is episode 217. Got a few things going on. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot going on this weekend, but usually that's how Mondays is. Whole lot of shit go down over the weekend, and Monday we come and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So today's episode, we're going to be going over Joe Gatto and Murr, James Murray from Impractical Joker's been under fire lately. We also going to touch on Sean Kingston and his mama got arrested. We also going to touch on, rest in peace, the Young Scooter. Got some details on that and how he passed away. And we got details. Then we're going to talk about Ice Cube. Ice Cube brought the Dodgers trophy to them, to the stadium in style. But yeah, then I might touch on this wicked drug out here that we call content. We'll see about if I touch on that at the end, depending on how fast I get through these topics. But yeah, what's up though? You know what I mean? That's what we're going to be going over today for episode 217. You know what I'm saying? So tune in, get your drinks, pull it up. You know what I'm saying? If you got something rolled up, get your lighter, put it to the end of it, inhale, and relax. You know what I mean? While we go over these topics today on this fine Monday. You feel me? Take a sip of this coffee before we get started. There's a lot happening. Yeah. So episode 217. So let me do my intro though. You know what I'm saying? So if you're new here and you just subscribe, this is what we do on this channel. You know what I'm saying? We go over the dead headline news topics. You know what I mean? Breaking news, shit that done happened over the weekend, shit that done happened, period. You know what I'm saying? It done made some type of headline, it done broke news, and then went viral, whatever the case may be. I'm going to talk about it right here on this podcast. You're going to hear it right here on this podcast, along with my comments, my commentary, my comments, you feel me, and my thoughts and opinions on said topics. You know what I'm saying? Now, we don't push no narratives on this channel. I ain't pushing no narrative out there. What you see from me and hear from me is exactly what the blog said, the headline said, and I'm going to give you a clip or so of whatever the topic may be, and to further let you see what I'm talking about, that it ain't just me. You feel me? So most of the time when I cover something, I got a clip for it. You know what I'm saying? A clip or something, some type of video or something to show you furthermore that this is going on other than what I am just saying on this here podcast. But yeah, though, you know what I mean? That's what we do on here. You know what I'm saying? If you just subscribed, welcome in. I'm glad to have you here. You know what I'm saying? I hope you enjoy your stay, and I hope you enjoy it so much that you let somebody else know about it. You know what I mean? Tell them to come and watch too. You know what I'm saying? Post Monday through Friday. You know what I mean? Monday through Friday, you're going to get an episode. Sometimes on Wednesdays, it might slow down a little bit. Might not get an episode come Wednesday or Thursday, depending on all what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But definitely Monday through Friday is definitely gonna be content coming at for sure. But yeah, to you just subscribe, thank you for subscribing. To those that's been subscribed, you already know what it is. If you just subscribed though, you see my niggas scrolling up the screen saluting you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you for subscribing, hitting that subscribe button. Thank you. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Tell somebody else about it though. But yeah, this episode 217, you know what I'm saying? Without further ado, we're gonna jump right into it. So Joe Gatto and Murr. So Joe Gatto, we're gonna touch on Joe Gatto first. Joe Gatto been under fire lately for, I guess, feed the same shit that Diddy is under fire for. You know what I'm saying? The females been coming out saying that he been being a scumbag, being inappropriate with women that's underage and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And Dan apparently had a situation with one of them, you know what I mean, where they showing bruises and shit like that. Apparently, allegedly, that Joe had put on this girl. You know what I'm saying? Now the girl was young at the time. She was fanned out, messaged him, and he happened to message her back. And then apparently, allegedly, they linked up. And all of this shit is happening to Murr. You know what I'm saying? Murr is also under fire for grooming young girls and talking to young minors in sexual ways and shit like that. So this next clip, you know what I'm saying? This next clip, and also Joe has canceled his remaining tour dates. He had some comedy tour dates that he was doing, and he recently canceled those and checked himself into some type of facility. I believe Murr did the same thing, but we're gonna see further into that when we look at these clips that'll tell you a whole lot more on the story here in this situation. So this first clip that you're about to see is about Joe Gatto and the whole situation between him and this female who came out and said that he actually assaulted her. You know what I'm saying? So this first clip is what you're about to see is about the first woman who came out. Apparently it was more than one or two that came out and said this. You know what I'm saying? So this clip is just talking about how she had came out. It's also a little clip of her saying this when she had first initially put it out. Check this clip out.
Sexually assaulted by Joe Gatto, the Impractical Joker.
Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers has been accused of sexual assault, and the details are disturbing. Here's the full story. Back in September 2023, a TikToker claims she met Joe by chance while having brunch with her family. She was a huge fan, so she asked for a photo. Later that day, she posted it to her Instagram story, and Joe actually liked it. After that, she reached out, hoping to get free tickets to his comedy show that night in Milwaukee, and she did. After the show, they met again. She says she was drinking that night, and with encouragement from her roommate, she messaged Joe again. According to screenshots she posted, Joe told her to meet him at his hotel, and she went. She hasn't shared all the details of what allegedly happened there, but she claims what took place wasn't consensual. She's calling it SA. She also posted photos of bruises she says he left on her body. The internet is exploding. Some are saying believe survivors, pointing out Joe was 47 at the time, more than twice her age, and a celebrity with serious power. Others believe she regretted the encounter and is now flipping the story for attention. And now, Joe has officially denied everything. He's called the claims completely false. This is shocking. No one thought Joe would ever be in a situation like
that. You know what I'm saying? I was saying, breaking it all down to you, how Joe was 47. She was like 16 at the time. You know what I mean? She was fanned out, hit him up, said they went to dinner and all that, met him at his hotel and all that. Then she showed some bruises on her ass that allegedly that he put there. You know what I'm saying? So he been under fire and shit, under fire for that. It's surprising to me, because, you know, these dudes seem like real cool dudes, real funny dudes, you know what I'm saying? Real genuine dudes at that, you feel me? But then, like I said and always say, you just never know with these celebrities, you know what I'm saying? They think they can get off with murder on the world, you know what I mean? And be cool about it, you know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing gonna happen, you feel me? So, yeah, I don't know, man. This shit definitely caught me off guard. And then we got Murr, you know what I'm saying? James Murr, who also been under fire for the same thing, for SA and grooming. You know what I'm saying? Murr been hit with allegedly grooming and talking sexual to a minor, a female that came out. She came out saying the same thing, just like Joe Gatto's female came out and saying the same thing. Joe is also canceled. He canceled the little tour that he was supposed to do. Like I said, this clip is telling you about the tours and shit that he had recently canceled. Check this clip out.
Joe has canceled all of his tour dates and voluntarily entered himself into a treatment facility. The backlash of the accusations has appeared to overwhelm the Impractical Joker star, and he has made a second statement thanking his friends and family and fans who have been supporting him throughout all of this. There's also now a third video going around of another woman coming forward alleging she used to talk to him when she was not of legal age. But what do you think?
So that's like you said, and like you just seen in that video, like you just seen. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about how he canceled the tour dates and checked himself into a facility. But then we got this other female female that came out and was saying the same things. Now, this is the female number 2 that's coming out and saying the same things about Joe Gatto as the first female was saying in this next clip that you're about to see. This is the second female accusing him of such. Check it out.
I was 15 years old. Joe Gatto from the Impractical Jokers groomed me.
Impractical Jokers star Joe Gatto has been accused by another girl of misconduct. But this time the accuser is accusing Joe of grooming her when she was 15 years old. So this girl shared her story here on TikTok, and basically she states that she was a huge Impractical Jokers fan, and in 2015, when she was 14 years old, about to turn 15, she went through the Impractical Jokers cast Twitter accounts, found their Snapchats, and just decided to message them. She didn't expect anything back, but shockingly, according to her, who responded but Joe Gatto, saying at first, "Happy birthday." She then claims that they began to Snapchat almost every single day back and forth casually, until one day when she came home from school and he asked her to video chat. According to the girl, he asked her how tall she was, how much she weighed and her bra size, and then said, "You're a fucking bombshell." That's a quote from her. She then states that he allegedly tried to get her to send him some more risque photos of her butt and chest. Keep in mind this was all going on over Snapchat where messages disappeared. She felt uncomfortable though and she wouldn't send him anything nude. Keep in mind she was a young teenager at the time, so this would have been very illegal. According to her, Joe then allegedly blocked her. Now she says that she knows she doesn't have evidence, and she realized back then if she talked about this she could have gotten the show canceled. It would have been a huge thing. But she didn't want to face fans that would have been angry about the show getting canceled, people telling her she's a liar, and the hate that would have come from it. So she decided to hold that story close to her chest until now, when obviously lots of other women and girls have come forward saying that some inappropriate things happened between them and Joe. And with the new allegations against Murr from the same show coming out recently, that leaves only 2 of the 4 Impractical Jokers without any serious allegations having been levied against them. But as you know, I will definitely keep y'all updated when it comes to this unfolding, very disturbing.
As you've seen in that one, that was the second female that came forth saying that he was doing things inappropriately on Snapchat is where it started at. Now we all know, you know what I'm saying, Snapchat, the messages delete after 24 hours, you know what I'm saying? So she said she don't have no evidence. So therefore, this probably is not going to fly in court. Whatever you cannot prove is not going to fly in no courtroom, you know what I'm saying? So if that's all she got is some Snapchat shit, we all know that shit is gone. If this happened years ago when she was 15 at the time, she said, so that tells you that this was a little bit ago, you know what I'm saying? So without her having no evidence and nothing to prove what she's saying, that shit ain't gonna fly in court. You just look like you trying to grab some money or try to put out some bullshit allegations on a celebrity, you know what I mean? And his lawyers and team and shit like that is gonna have that dismissed for sure, you know what I mean? But it's crazy that these, you know what I'm saying, you got more than one female coming out and saying the same thing that the last female said about you. It just definitely is not a good look, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I was saying though, Murr been under the same type of scrutiny as you just seen in the last clip. He went into it a little bit. So Murr been under the same type of scrutiny. Apparently this female came out and said the same things and showed some text messages and all that she was getting from Murr, you know what I'm saying? So Murr allegedly had hit her up. It was the same thing. She was fanning out and hit him up and he responded back. And apparently there's text messages going around that she had showed. Apparently he was drunk trying to get her to come over his house. You know what I'm saying? Saying that he really wants her and this and that. Then there's also some photo booth pics that they took with him kissing her, which is very disturbing to see. You know what I'm saying? Because she is a very young girl at the time. When even in this photo, she's very young and they're in the photo booth kissing. You know what I'm saying? His lips is on hers. You feel me? So this shit is very motherfucking disturbing. You feel me? So this next clip you about to see is of the Murr's allegations and the breakdown of the Murr's situation with him and this female. Check it out.
Second allegation. We've already covered the first accuser's story, but now a second young woman has come forward with disturbing claims against Murr. While she hasn't revealed her identity publicly, she shared screenshots and details that paint a deeply troubling picture. According to her original post, she was only 16 or 17 years old when she reached out to Murr as a fan. In response, he allegedly offered her meet and greet tickets, and the messages she's released seem to back that up. Here's what the screenshots show. In 2017, emails appear to confirm that backstage passes were arranged for her, if these images are real. In her account, she says, "I met him before the show, had dinner, then went to an after party where he and his friends kept giving us shots all night. He kissed me. I don't remember much else." Now, remember, she claims this happened when she was underage, and while we don't know exactly when this photo was taken, just look at this image and tell me this doesn't seem off. She also shared alleged texts, which are circulating online, where Murr repeatedly begged her to come over late at night. She says she went to his apartment the next day, and this photo was taken during that visit. Her allegations span from ages 16 to 18, and she even claims Murr and his crew partied with girls as young as 15, encouraging them to do substances at these gatherings. 15 years old. A lot of fans rushed to defend the Impractical Jokers guys, calling them innocent. But as more victims speak up, a dark pattern is emerging. Now, to be clear, these are still allegations. But with this much evidence piling up, it's getting harder to dismiss, especially since Murr has reportedly checked into rehab recently. Something definitely went down here. Talk about a plot.
As you seen, you know what I'm saying? That was, once again, you know what I mean? He had messaged her back and they was talking very sexually, even went and said, "I love you." They said, "I love you" to each other after she sent him some video, they said. You know what I'm saying? So this is very disturbing. They was very kicking it after a while. He had made some type of notion that when she turns 18 or something like that. So that's definitely letting it be known that he understands that she was not 18 at the time. But they still continued, it said, to text back and forth to each other. You know what I'm saying? And him knowing that she was a minor, and he was trying to get her to come over when he was drunk, you know what I'm saying? Pressuring her to come over. She probably sent him nudes and this and that. You know what I mean? Who knows what all took place? But the pictures, though, is what's crazy. You know what I'm saying? This next little clip that you're about to see is of the pics that they had took in this I guess they went into like one of the little photo booth joints that be like in the middle of the malls and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like. You feel me? So this next clip you about to see is of those photos. Let's show the photos real quick. Check them out. So as you've seen, that was the clip and of the photos that he took with this girl in the photo booth. You know what I'm saying? So this next clip, though, that you're about to see is further breaking it down, of the investigations and the allegations on Murr's. Check it out.
Another Impractical Joker has been accused. I mean, what is going on? So a girl just came out with messages between her and Murr, where at the time she was 16 years old and he was 35. In this message, she asked if they could go out, and he says, "Once you're 18, I'll be happy to answer," but they continue to talk a lot. And after a while, it apparently gets a little weird. She even sends him a video, and they both even say, "I love you." She even shares this message where he says not to post this conversation anywhere and to delete all of these posts. Many people were asking why she didn't say anything sooner, and she said she tried to multiple times and posted this Reddit post as an example. And to prove that she was calling Murray, she even posted a voicemail from Murray and Joe back in 2012, and if you listen to it, it definitely sounds like them. Now, this got many mixed reactions, where some people are saying he was just being nice, to which her response was, "I don't really know any other 35-year-old man that chats every day with a 16-year-old just to be nice." Some are saying you literally set him up, and others are supporting her, saying his first mistake was responding at all in the first place, knowing she was 16. Let me know what you guys think about this, and as always, I'll keep you guys up.
Yeah, as you seen, you know what I'm saying? That was breaking down all the allegations and what happened between him and the female. You know what I mean? Shit is just disturbing stuff that he's talking to her sexually and want her to come over knowing that she was a minor. You know what I'm saying? This shit is disgusting. It's sickening. You know what I mean? These celebrities are weird. Like I keep saying, they think they can get away with any and everything. It don't matter what it is. They think just because they're a celebrity, it ain't gonna come out. It ain't gonna gonna ever come out, and you see he was telling her, you know what I'm saying, delete these conversations, don't ever share this shit. I mean, he already knew that he was up to no good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Joe Gatto and Murr's been under this, you know what I mean, SA charges and grooming and playing flirting with minors and this and that. The shit is wild. You know what I'm saying? As we seen in the clips and all the clips that I had showed you. You know what I mean? The shit is crazy. You know what I mean? We look at Impractical Jokers and we don't think that these dudes will ever be wrapped up in anything like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, excuse me. Small interruption to this episode. If you ain't hit the subscribe button, now is your time to hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean? If you ain't hit it yet, go ahead and hit that shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the episode.
But they are wrapped up in these allegations, you know what I mean, that these females have came out and put on them. You know what I'm saying? And of course, they both are definitely gonna deny it. You feel me? So yeah, another news though, Sean Kingston. So Sean Kingston and his mama has recently been wrapped up, you know what I mean, thrown in jail, you know what I'm saying, arrested, you feel me, because of wire fraud, you know what I mean. So apparently he had this little script saying that he was doing promotions or whatnot for Justin Bieber, lying to people, you know what I mean, and then I guess getting loans or getting IOUs and not paying anything off, you know what I'm saying. I guess he had false money, or showing that he had the money but wasn't paying off people. He had some places like electronic places and jewelry stores and shit like that was saying that he owed them hundreds of thousands of dollars that he had put false information in on and never paid the people. You know what I'm saying? So they started suing him, and this is how the Fed came and wrapped up him and his mama for wire fraud. And it says multiple accounts on hundreds and thousands of dollars in fraud. He looking at about 20 plus years, him and his mama. So what you about to see in these clips, these next clips you about to see, is the news coverage of such about Sean Kingston going to jail, him and his mother. It's gonna be a few different clips that I'm gonna run. Check this first one out. This is the first one, little clips of the news footage, and then I'm gonna show you the whole news footage, about a minute and a half. Check it out.
News now at 10. A federal jury finds rapper Sean Kingston and his mother guilty on all charges in their fraud trial. The pair accused of acquiring luxury items but scheming never to pay for them. The artist, whose real name is Keshawn Anderson, left the courtroom tonight without speaking to reporters. He'll be on house arrest until sentencing. His mother, Janice Turner, was not with him. She was immediately taken into custody after the verdict, with the judge citing her past criminal history and role in the scheme as key factors in his decision. Their sentencing is scheduled for July.
That was a little small news clip, you know what I'm saying, just telling you that he been arrested for wire fraud. You know what I mean? He been arrested. This next clip is about a larger clip, a longer clip of the news coverage when they covered him getting arrested and talking about him being allegedly defrauding victims of high-end goods, including cars and jewelry. This is the news report on Sean Kingston and his mama getting wrapped up. Check it out.
Trial of singer Sean Kingston and his mother is underway right now in Fort Lauderdale. Let's get out to Joan Murray. She's live outside that courthouse. And Joan, today jurors heard testimony from people who say they were ripped off.
That's exactly right. It's all going on in the second floor courtroom here at the federal courthouse in Fort Lauderdale. Now, the charges are wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. On the stand right now is a man who says he never got paid for installing an elaborate television system worth tens of thousands of dollars. So let's go to the video. You may remember it was last May that Sean Kingston, that's his rapper name, his real name is Keshawn Anderson. Agents raided his Southwest Ranches home where they arrested his mother, Janice Turner. At the same time, Kingston was arrested in California. Now, the allegations are that he never paid certain vendors for luxury items like that television we just told you about, jewelry, cars, even a large bed that a furniture supplier gave him. Kingston has pleaded not guilty, so has his mother, Janice Turner, and they are right now sitting in the courtroom listening to this testimony.
You're saying, you know what I'm saying? That was a news report of Sean Kingston, him and his mama getting wrapped up for fraud.
wire fraud. You know what I'm saying? So this next clip you're about to see is them coming up out the courtroom and people asking him if he wanted to say anything about the allegations and charges that he had against him. Of course, he didn't have nothing to say. He just ignored the reporters and walked on by. Check this clip out.
Sean Kingston and his mother, Janice Turner. Local 10 was there as Kingston left the courthouse, refusing to make any comment. A jury ruled that both are guilty on all 5 counts, including wire fraud. Kingston will be on home detention effective immediately, and Janice Turner was immediately taken into federal custody. And tonight, this is her latest mugshot. Sentencing for the two is set for July 11th.
Just now that it's wrapping up, obviously it's rough with your mother being left here. Do you wish you would have testified?
As you seen, that was him walking past the reporters, them trying to ask him what he feel about the allegations and shit like that. But yeah, that shit is crazy. Sean Kingston and his mama getting wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? They said his mama was like the accountant and his fixer or the manager of whatever, you know what I'm saying, of this fraudulent dealings that he had going on. You know what I'm saying? But he just recently got wrapped up for that. He looking at a long time in jail, and I think they definitely gonna get him. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely gonna try him for that. So that is the end of Sean Kingston. You know what I'm saying? Now, when he first came in the game, I thought, damn, this nigga already rich, had big ass fucking chain on, you know what I'm saying? Big chains, big diamonds and shit on. I mean, this is the first time we are seeing this nigga. You know what I'm saying? He was already rich than a motherfucker. You feel me? At least that's what it appeared to be, but apparently he was out here frauding. You know what I'm saying? Got the wire frauds, man. Hundreds of thousands, they said. That shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? Then apparently, allegedly, he had a script. You know what I mean? That he was showing people, saying that he did promotions and shit for Justin Bieber and was using that, I guess, to get people to loan him stuff or shit like that. And he just wasn't paying them back type shit. Jewelry, cars, electronics, a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? So they recently got wrapped up, him and his mother. News, Young Scooter. So I was unfamiliar with this rapper. You know what I'm saying? Young Scooter. I guess apparently he was signed with Future, you know what I mean, with free bands, and apparently he was a young rapper on the come up, you know what I mean. I was unfamiliar with his music. I'm still unfamiliar with his music. I don't really listen to a lot of Future, you know what I'm saying. So I'm unfamiliar with dude, you know what I mean. But apparently a lot of fans knew exactly who he was and was listening to his music, you know what I'm saying. Now just because I'm unfamiliar with it don't mean that he didn't have no motion, you know what I'm saying, because he definitely had a whole lot of motion, you know what I mean. So, but apparently he had unalived himself. Apparently there was the cops was called to a house, and mind you, this was on his birthday. The cops was called to his house. Apparently there was shots fired in the area, and there was a woman abducted or something like that in the area. So they came and knocked on the door. When they knocked on the door, apparently somebody had shut the door right in the cop's face. So then they began to set up perimeter around the place, and this is when they said 2 gentlemen ran out the back hopping fences. They said that Young Scooter had hopped 2 of them and had an injury to his leg. Later on, they said he had broke his leg and broke his femur. And apparently, there's a clip that I'm gonna show where there's a doctor talking about the tragicness of how this happened and the rareness of it happened. So apparently, when he broke his femur, the bone pieces that was sticking out had went in and jugged and cut his artery. So that's what they say that left him unalived due to the broken femur of him trying to hop this fence and get away from the police. You know what I'm saying? And he had later passed away. So this first clip that you about to see, first I'm gonna show you the doctor. So I got a clip of the doctor. He's talking about how rare the case is of somebody passing away from the femur being broke, and how the femur cuts in and severs a artery, and this is like something that's very rare. It doesn't happen often. So yeah, this next clip you're about to see is the doctor speaking on it and how it happened. Check it out.
Possibly fracturing or breaking his femur, which orthopedic surgeon Dr. Craig Weil says isn't impossible.
Well, the femoral artery is quite large, and it could, if you broke your femur and it broke badly enough, the ends of the femur fracture could be sharp enough to cut the artery.
As for the fall,
it'd have to be a very hard fall.
Something you don't often see.
No, you don't. It's a relatively rare injury to have a femoral artery death. It's only about 10 to 15% of traumas, so it's not very high.
That was the doctor speaking on how it can happen, and it's rare that it happens. But he said, you know what I'm saying, when that bone, the bone pieces and the fragments of it breaking could have cut an artery, and that's what led to the passing away of young Scooter. Now, this next one is a dude by the name of Young Steady, who's breaking down the whole situation on how the cops got called and what happened when they got there and all that. So check this next clip out. I'm going to give you more details further into the young Scooter tragically lost his life. Check it out.
No raid. There was no shootout. He wasn't shot. None of that crap. I think because had this not had no way the internet would lie and make up a story about getting shot. Hold on, somebody called the police to the house. Yeah, so he was at his folks' house, and basically that's what ended up happening. He was chilling there or whatever, probably, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was one of his folks' house that he went to. That's all I'm gonna say. One of his folks' house that he went to, and police got called. Police called, responded to gunshots in the area, and a woman abducted. Then what ends up happening, police knock on the door, dude answer the door, slam the door in the cop face. Cops set up a perimeter. Once the cops set up a perimeter, they looking, and they basically decide to get up out of there. So they started hitting fences like we used to do when we was younger. That don't sound legit. Oh, well, here, let me show you something. Let me show you what the actual police conference just had, so I can shut you the fuck up real quick.
The officers responded to a dispute with a weapon. It was advised in the call remarks that shots were fired and a female was dragged back into the location. Once officers arrived, they knocked on the door. A male opened the door and immediately shut the door on the officers. The officers then established a perimeter. During the process of establishing the perimeter, two males fled out of the rear of the house. One male returned back into the house. The other male jumped two fences as he was fleeing. When officers located him on the other side of the fence,
my bad, y'all.
He appeared to have suffered an injury to his leg. Officers rendered aid, and he was transported to Grady Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. That male is going to be a 39-year-old male out of Atlanta.
So that's what happened, man. Unfortunately, man. It sucks. I ain't gonna lie. It sucks. I think that ultimately, bro, he didn't want to go to jail on his birthday. I think that's what it is.
You seen, you know what I'm saying? He detailed the deal, you know what I mean? The cops was called, he ended up running out the back. Mind you, this was on his birthday that he was unalived on. You know what I'm saying? He ran out the back, hopped two fences, they said, and had an injury to his leg. They took him to the hospital, and he later on passed away from the injury of breaking his femur. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of people was putting out there that, oh, he got shot, he was killed by the police, and this and that, but further details further came out, and we now know that he had tried to hop two fences, and I guess on that second fence, he had broke his femur, which they say that later led to his untimely demise. Rest in peace to young Scooter. Yeah, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? On his birthday too. You know what I mean? So this on his birthday. Apparently, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't trying to go back. Maybe he had some history, you know what I'm saying, had been to jail before, and he wasn't fucking with it this time. You know what I'm saying? By any means. You feel me? So like I said, it was his birthday. He was trying to celebrate his birthday, and he just wasn't feeling that shit. Tried to get up out of there. You know what I mean? And it man, tragic accident, and passed away from it. Rest in peace to young Scooter. So another news, Ice Cube. Ice Cube. So we all seen, I covered it before when he had performed at the Dodgers Stadium. That was last year, you know what I'm saying, when he had performed, and then he had the manager coming up to him and shaking his ass on him and this and that, you know what I'm saying? So that was when, I believe, when they won. So this was him delivering the trophy. He had delivered the trophy, gave and drove his old school up on the field, old school 57 Bel Air Classic Chevrolet, pushed it right up on the field, hopped out, and handed the team the trophy, placed it on this little table podium that they had there in front of the team, drove it out there in style. So this next clip that you're about to see, or these next clips, I'm gonna probably combine a couple of clips, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna combine the two. Well, first one, I'm gonna show you, you know what I mean? This is just a clip of, it's like Drip News, you know what I mean? How they show you the words, they got the subtitles going across the screen to tell you what's going on. So this next little clip is pretty much just telling you what happened with Ice Cube and shit like that, and how he drove on the field and handed them the trophy. Check this clip out.
He delivered the World Series trophy to the Dodgers in the most LA way possible, rolling onto the field in a classic 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. The rap legend was decked out in all Dodgers blue as he cruised into Dodger Stadium before their home opener against the Detroit Tigers. The crowd of 53,000 fans went absolutely wild when they spotted Cube holding the commissioner's trophy high above his head. After his grand entrance, he placed the hardware on table and showed love to the team, including manager Dave Roberts. The Dodgers, who beat the Yankees in 5 games to win last year's World Series, made the day even better by defeating the Tigers 5-4. Superstar Shohei Ohtani even blasted a home run during the game. Celebrity fans Magic Johnson and Tom Hanks were among those in attendance to witness Cube's epic trophy delivery and the Dodgers' victory. The team is heavily favored to repeat as champions this season, with former Dodgers All-Star Adrian Gonzalez even claiming this year's squad could be the best LA team of all time. After Ice Cube's legendary entrance, the Dodgers season is definitely off to a stylish start.
Yeah, as you see, you know what I'm saying? They went into it and also showed you him driving on there in the old school and presented them the trophy that they won. You know what I mean? When they played the Yankees and beat the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? So that showed you everything in that one clip, actually. You know what I mean? It's another clip that I had downloaded, but it was downloaded specifically from the Dodgers, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they might had something on that or exclusive or copyrighted that. Usually when it's from the official people, they'll copyright the shit and don't want you to put it on your platform, you know what I'm saying? If they're the only ones, they got the video type shit. So I was gonna put that in here, but you know what I mean? Nah, I'm gonna leave that out because I don't like the little copyright shit that they like to put on shit that they recognize as being copyrighted. It's not a strike, but we just see it. We see that you're using copyrighted material. And it won't say, you know what I'm saying, don't put copyright on that video, and I don't like seeing that shit. So yeah, that was Ice Cube, you know what I'm saying, drove it out there in style, drove it out there, presented them the trophy that they won to the Dodgers, drove out there in this old school 57 Bel Air. You know what I'm saying? I thought that shit was dope. You feel me? I thought that shit was dope. Thought that shit was something representing LA in the right way. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's about all I pretty much had today. And I wanted to touch on Adam and Wack. So Adam and Wack, you know what I'm saying? They got this shit called Adam and Wack Show. Now I don't got no clips or nothing for this. This is something I wanted to talk about real quick before I end this episode. You know what I'm saying? Now I was watching Adam and Wack Show, you feel me? And they was sitting on there talking about how they create narratives. And they proud of this. And they saying that they understand that they can say whatever they say about these people, and whether it be false, true, bullshit, or whatever the case may be, that they could just put it out there, and they were proud of this shit. And I was saying, yo, that shit is evil to me. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you have this platform and you know you got a platform and you can just create a narrative about someone or something and spin it off and make it seem and people believe that it's true when it ain't. So for example, like when Wack 100 was saying that, you know what I'm saying, Mike Tyson had hit him in the head or something, and he showed some type of headache medicine into the camera and took a picture of him in the hospital gown and this and that. Now he might have been in the hospital, but it was not definitely for Mike Tyson punching him. You know what I'm saying? So they spin narratives, they twist truths and get kicks out of that shit for the likes and views. And I just thought that shit was pure evilness. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems very dark and evil to do something like that, to just spin a narrative on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Loose cannon. I even reported on it when he came out and was talking about Meek Mill. How he extorted him for 50 bands. You know what I'm saying? Now that shit could be definitely false. You know what I mean? It could be 100% false, and you got people out here believing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that shit is cool. Content out here, quote unquote, content these days is like heroin. It's like a drug. It's like people cannot just shake. I don't know. They do any and everything for content, yo. Any and everything. It don't matter what it is. And I myself can't rock with that. I would never try to do anything just for the sake of content. You know what I mean? And they don't give a fuck whether it's lying, whether it's who knows what the fuck they would do for the sake of content when you are out here pushing false narratives on people. people. I mean, that is total defamation for sure. But now I guess ain't nobody broke down, or they ain't came at nobody, and nobody has really took them to court for that shit. Because yo, you out here spinning false narratives on people, saying shit that ain't true is wild to me. You feel me? So yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to touch on that. You know what I mean? I was watching the Adam and Wack show and shit like that. You know what I mean? The Adam and Wack show was actually dope. It's you know, you got a white boy from the suburbs, you got a nigga from the hood. You know what I mean? You get two different perspectives. A dope conversation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I found that was pure evil. That they was sitting there laughing and smiling about that shit, about spreading false narratives on motherfuckers. You know what I mean? On this channel, I don't spread narratives. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you the headline, talk about the headline, and I'm gonna show you clips on the headline as to what I'm talking about, just to further prove to you that I'm not talking out my ass. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not just making shit up. You feel me? This is what the headline says type shit. This is what was out there in the news, and this is what the news said. And then I'm giving you what the news said. Then you hear my own comments and thoughts on what the news said. You know what I mean? I'm not out here pushing narratives or telling stories, false stories as to what happened. You know what I'm saying? At all. That shit ain't what we doing. That's not what I'm ever gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So I like to build this shit up organically. You know what I'm saying? I want people to fuck with this shit because that's what they want to do. They want to fuck with this shit, and they like watching Kons podcast. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to fuck with it because I paid you. You know what I mean? Or because I'm paying to put my shit in a certain spot for a certain audience. You know what I'm saying? And then if I don't pay, then all of a sudden the numbers just drop because people was only watching because of the pay slot. And that's not what I'm with. I want my shit to be all 100% organic. You know what I mean? The motherfuckers that watch this shit, I want y'all to want to watch it. You feel me? I want y'all to fuck with it because that's what y'all do. Y'all fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Not because I gave you a shiny quarter or I gave you a nice green dollar, you know what I mean, with some numbers on it type shit. You feel me? Organic, all organic. That's what this channel's all about. It's gonna come up all organically. You know what I mean? I'm not in a rush. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a rush. I like doing what I do. I like editing. I like sitting in front of the camera telling you my commentary, views, and thoughts on the headlines and such. I like it. You know what I'm saying? So I want this shit to be all organic. And I believe in hard work pays off. You know what I mean? That's why I moved to this everyday thing. Edited my own shit and all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. That's all I got for today. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got for today. In today's episode, we definitely touched on Joe Gatto and James Murr, as he calls himself on Impractical Jokers. But both of these guys are from Impractical Jokers, and they are under fire for SA and also grooming. You know what I'm saying? Both of them are under fire for the same thing. Had females come out and claim this about them. We also touched on Sean Kingston and his mama getting arrested and wrapped up for wire fraud and owing a bunch of people thousands and thousands of dollars, including jewelry stores and car places and electronic spots and so on. We also touched on young Scooter, rest in peace. Talked about how he passed on by breaking his femur running from the police. And we touched on Ice Cube delivering the Dodgers trophy to him in a 57 Bel Air Classic Chevrolet. Drove it on the field and presented the Dodgers with a trophy that they have earned. Then last but not least, I just touched on Adam and Wack, how they was talking about content, quote unquote, and creating false narratives. But yeah, this has been episode 217. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Because we all know, whoever you are, you could have been doing anything you want to do in the world when you seen this shit pop up. You know what I'm saying? Whether you was a boyfriend, a cousin, whether you was a husband, a wife, whether you was a son, a daughter, an auntie, an uncle, you know what I'm saying? Whether you was whoever you may have been. You feel me? And if you got pets that fuck with this shit and they sit there and watch it with you, whether your pet is a pet pig, whether you got a pet dog, a pet cat, whether you got a pet bat, a snake, whether you got a rabbit, you know what I'm saying? Whether you got a pet rat, a gerbil, whoever the case may be, if they sitting there and they fucking with Kons Podcast, salute to them too. Like you see my nigga scrolling up the screen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, This has been episode 217. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching. And please definitely tell somebody about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Share this shit. Hit the like button. Comment on all this shit and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah, do all that. You know what I'm saying? And definitely shout out to my nigga KB. You feel me? For putting me in that Zoom meeting. You know what I'm saying? Introducing me to the team. Vibes. You know what I mean? I fuck with that. You feel me? Hopefully we can grow organically like how I like to grow. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can work something out. You know what I mean? You can share this shit. All I need y'all to do is share this shit. That's it. You know what I mean? That definitely shout out to CC. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to you for hitting the like on all them videos. I see you. You know what I mean? But yeah, this has been episode 217. You know what I mean? Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this has been episode 217. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching. You know what I mean? Enjoy these credits.
Wait me, don't you? 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 Wait me, don't you?